Hello, this video is to quickly demonstrate my late 1965 Epiphone Comet, also known as the EA-32RVT. The RV stands for reverb and the T, of course, stands for tremolo. The tremolo has a depth and a frequency control. Reverb is just one control. It also has treble bass and loudness. Runs on two EL-84 tubes in the power section. In the preamp section, it's a little weird for the time. It was two 6EU7s and one 12AU7 in the preamp section. Kind of a funky tube configuration, but really everything adds up to a little amplifier that is quite the sleeper. The speaker is a 112. And it's ceramic magnet. Right now the loudness is on about 5. The treble and bass are all the way up. If you crank them all the way up, you basically get the maximum amount of gain of signal straight through. If you turn them down, you're actually cutting those frequencies instead of the other way around, them being straight up and down at 5. It just starts to cut from there. So I leave them all the way up because it gets you the little hair on the end of the notes. The reverb actually on this particular one is driven by a little output transformer rather than a tube. Typically these would have been driven tube driven, the reverb, but this one is driven by a little transformer, and I think the transformer is adding some noise into this particular one's reverb circuit. When I turn on the reverb, you can hear it actually that's off. That's on, so it gets quite a bit of noise. It does work. But it's very noisy, so probably what I would do if I were going to keep this amp is actually try to replace that transformer, because I believe that is the source of the problem. But yeah, if you crank this thing all the way up to 10, you get obviously the maximum amount of gain, and then it's really good gain. Pretty touch sensitive as well. We'll back off a little bit and check out the tremolo circuit, which again has a depth and a frequency control. is the late 1965 Epiphone Comet. These were actually redesigned in late 1965 for the 1966 model year. So if you actually look up 1965 Epiphone Comet, it will probably look like something entirely different than this. It had a back-facing or a tilted face plate that was all solid chrome, completely different look. But this was the new redesign unit for the 1966 model year.